Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Outside the Shop NFL Draft Profile edition. The prospect we are going to be talking about is Ja'Marr Chase out of LSU. By the way, thank you to everybody who's tuning in via Twitter/Periscope, Facebook Live, and YouTube live stream. Share this show, whichever platform you're listening to, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Daryl Lane. So, Ja'Marr Chase, he is my number one receiver in this class. He's ahead of Devontae Smith, who was a Heisman Trophy winner this past year and a Biletnikoff winner. And what was Ja'Marr Chase, even though he didn't play this year, a Biletnikoff winner the previous year and a national champion with Joe Burrow and the crew. Now, here are Ja'Marr Chase's strengths and why he's kind of my decent, a little bit. I'm a little bit ahead of Smith, but he's my number one wide receiver. And overall, I think is my top 5 big board, top 10 big boards coming together. He's a top 5 prospect. First of all, strong hands, very strong hands. Has a really good feel for the position. He's a very smooth player. He's very physical. He can go up and snatch the ball. And when he goes up and snatches the ball, he can catch it in stride and then run for yards after the catch. Very good hands, good body control. Something I find very special about him is when the pocket collapses and the quarterback's on the run, he's very good at coming back to the play and making plays as he's running with the quarterback, which that's very important in today's NFL when we know that everything's more about mobile, quickness, speed, tempo. So if you have a quarterback that can break the pocket and you have Ja'Marr Chase, who's great in kind of that chaos when he's running back to make a play, that is something that he's really special at. He's also a pretty good blocker. He's very good over the middle of the field. He's hard to bring down on the first hit, and he's hard to press, which is going to serve him well. He's a strong guy, like I said, physical, hard to press, hard to get a good jam on him in the line of scrimmage. He's versatile. Not only can he play outside, he can play in the slot as well. In terms of his competition, right, played in the SEC. He played against guys like Patrick Surtain, who's, as I'm looking at the cornerbacks right now, he's probably going to be my number one cornerback, but he did well against them when LSU played Alabama a couple of years ago in Bryant-Denny Stadium. He's played against guys like A.J. Terrell from Clemson, who was a first-round pick. I believe he was 17th overall to the Atlanta Falcons last year. So he's done this against very good college football defensive backs. He's done it in the SEC, which is known for having the best talent in all of college football. Some other things I like about him, because I want to make sure I'm getting all of this right for the player. He's a very good route runner. He's a very solid route runner and good jump ball receiver. He's only 6 foot, but he's a good jump ball receiver. Will go up and get the ball. And physical player, his physicality, that's something that really stood out to me in terms of his total game. Now, in terms of weaknesses, there's really no weaknesses of this player. The only weaknesses, and I think he ran a 4.4 in his 40, but I don't like his top-end speed down the field. His top-end speed to me isn't special. Now, sometimes it doesn't matter because a guy like A.J. Terrell can be right with him, like you saw in the national championship game a couple years ago when Clemson's playing LSU, and they'll just go up and snatch the ball and get it. There were a couple times when you're playing Alabama, he's playing guys like Diggs and Surtain last year, and he did that. So I don't think this is a huge issue that he doesn't have that elite go, like that elite ultra gear when he's running those deep routes. In the agility, it's not elite either, I would say, but it's also very, very good. And then the other concern, he didn't play last year. Was he training? How much better has he gotten? Those extra reps, they help you in becoming a better overall football player. So that would be something that'd be a concern too. But I do want to say, so anybody who has any doubts about Ja'Marr Jefferson, when LSU won their national championship, Justin Jefferson was on that team. Justin Jefferson had over 1,000 yards. I believe it's going to go down, at least this year. He was the best wide receiver in last year's class, in a class that had Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, and a bunch of other guys. And Justin Jefferson was the best guy. And you want to know what? Justin Jefferson was the number 2 wide receiver on that team because Ja'Marr Chase was the number 1. I think that speaks volumes about how freaking good Ja'Marr Chase is. Teams that can use Ja'Marr Chase. Cincinnati Bengals, pair him up with Joe Burrow. I think that'd be a pretty cool reunion. Miami Dolphins, give Tua a weapon. You have the Detroit Lions. They're entering the Jared Goff era. And you have the New York Football Giants. How about we bring another Odell-like figure in there at the wide receiver spot and give Daniel Jones some more weapons to throw to? That's it for this edition of Outside the Shop Draft Profile.